Have you ever found yourself drawn to someone who seems emotionally unavailable? Someone who sends mixed signals and keeps you at arm's length? We often label these people as avoidants, individuals who crave connection but are terrified of intimacy. It's frustrating, heartbreaking, and it leaves you wondering what you're doing wrong. Today, we're diving deep into the psychology of avoidance and revealing the counterintuitive secret to reigniting their attraction, walking away. This isn't about playing games or manipulating anyone. This is about understanding the dynamics at play and empowering yourself to break free from unhealthy patterns. Because when you understand the power of walking away, you regain control of your love life and open yourself up to the possibility of a truly fulfilling relationship. Avoidants have a complex relationship with intimacy. They crave connection like anyone else, but something holds them back. It's not that they don't feel, it's that they fear being overwhelmed by those feelings. They worry about losing themselves in a relationship, losing their independence, their freedom. So they keep you at a distance as a defense mechanism. It's their way of protecting themselves from getting hurt. But here's the thing about avoidance: they're not immune to loss. In fact, the thought of losing someone they genuinely care about can be terrifying for them. When you walk away, you shift the dynamic. You're no longer chasing or pleading for their attention. You're taking a step back, creating space, and forcing them to confront the very real possibility of losing you. This doesn't mean they'll magically transform overnight, but it does plant a seed. It forces them to acknowledge your value and the void your absence creates in their life. Deep down, they start to question if their fear is worth the risk of losing you for good. When you're constantly chasing after someone who's emotionally unavailable, it takes a toll on your self-esteem. You start to question your worth, wondering why you're not good enough, why they're not choosing you. But the truth is, their avoidance is not a reflection of your value. It's a reflection of their own inner struggles. Walking away is a powerful act of self-love. It's about recognizing that you deserve to be with someone who wants you, who chooses you, who fights for you. It's about refusing to settle for breadcrumbs of affection and demanding the love and respect you deserve. When you walk away, you reclaim your power. You shift from a place of neediness to a place of strength. You're no longer at their mercy, hoping they'll finally see your worth. You're taking control of your own narrative and making it clear that you're not willing to tolerate being treated as an option. Relationships with avoidance often fall into a toxic push-pull dynamic. The more you chase, the more they withdraw. It's an exhausting cycle that leaves you feeling drained and unfulfilled. You crave their attention, so you shower them with affection, hoping to draw them closer. But this only pushes them further away because it intensifies their fear of intimacy. Walking away disrupts this unhealthy pattern. It breaks the cycle of chasing and withdrawing and creates the space needed for a healthier dynamic to emerge. When you stop chasing, you take away the very thing that fuels their need to withdraw. This allows them to come to their own terms with their emotions and potentially realize that their fear of intimacy was misplaced. Avoidants often struggle to process their emotions effectively. They're uncomfortable with vulnerability and tend to shut down or withdraw when they feel overwhelmed. This doesn't mean they don't have feelings. It just means they need time and space to sort through them on their own. When you're constantly present, trying to get them to open up or reassure you of their feelings, it can feel suffocating for an avoidant. It amplifies their anxiety and makes them more likely to retreat farther into the shell. Walking away, however difficult it may seem, gives them the breathing room they need to process their emotions without feeling pressured or judged. It allows them to confront their fears and insecurities at their own pace, potentially leading to personal growth and a greater capacity for intimacy in the future. When your energy is constantly focused on someone else's emotional availability, it's easy to neglect your own needs and desires. You may find yourself putting your own life on hold, sacrificing your happiness in the hope that they'll finally give you the love and attention you crave. Walking away allows you to shift your focus back to yourself where it belongs. It gives you the opportunity to reconnect with your passions, pursue your goals, and nurture your own well-being. As you invest in yourself and your own growth, you naturally become more confident and self-assured. This newfound confidence is incredibly attractive. It radiates outward and makes you magnetic to potential partners, including the avoidant you walked away from. Chapter 6. You force them to take accountability. Avoidants often excel at deflecting responsibility for their actions. They may blame their past, their circumstances, or even you for their emotional unavailability. It's easier to point fingers than to look inward and confront their own patterns and behaviors. But when you walk away, you force them to face the consequences of their actions. They can no longer rely on your presence as a safety net, a constant source of reassurance and validation. The void you leave behind becomes a mirror, reflecting back their own behavior and the impact it has had on your relationship. This can be a powerful catalyst for change. It can force them to acknowledge their role in the relationship's breakdown and take responsibility for their actions. Chapter 7. You increase your value through scarcity. It's human nature to desire what we can't have. The harder something is to obtain, the more valuable it becomes in our eyes. This principle, known as the scarcity principle, applies to relationships as well. When you're always available, always chasing, always waiting in the wings, your perceived value diminishes. You become the predictable choice, the easy option. But when you walk away, you disrupt this dynamic. You create a sense of scarcity. You're no longer readily available, and this can be incredibly alluring, especially to an avoidant who thrives on feeling in control. They start to wonder where you went, who you're with, what you're doing. The fear of losing you for good can ignite a spark of desire that wasn't there before. Chapter 8. You create the opportunity for a healthy relationship. Walking away from an avoidant isn't about playing games or trying to manipulate them into changing. It's about creating the space for a healthy, fulfilling relationship to develop, if that's even possible. It's about giving both of you the opportunity to grow, to heal, and to come back together from a more authentic and emotionally available place. If they genuinely care about you, your absence will be felt deeply. It will force them to confront their fears, reevaluate their priorities, and decide if they're willing to put in the effort to build a real connection with you. If they're not, then walking away was the best decision you could have made. You deserve to be with someone who chooses you, who fights for you, who meets your emotional needs. Outro. Walking away is your superpower. Walking away from an avoidant isn't about giving up. It's about prioritizing your own well-being and creating the space for a healthier dynamic to emerge. It's about reclaiming your power, rebuilding your confidence, and opening yourself up to the possibility of a truly fulfilling relationship, whether it's with them or someone else. Remember, you deserve to be with someone who is emotionally available, who chooses you, and who cherishes your presence in their life. Don't settle for anything less. Have you ever walked away from an avoidant before? What was your experience? Share your story in the comments below. Your insights might just help someone else find the strength to walk away and create a brighter future for themselves.